So without further ado, we are ready to introduce the only ever Australian medium to ever perform in the Sydney Opera House. Her name is Florence King, and she was one of the first mediums I ever met in Australia, and her readings touched my heart, as I know they will touch yours. Can you please put your hands together for this beautiful soul, Florence King?
Hello. There's nothing worse than seeing your big head on the TV, isn't there? Sorry, I say exactly what comes into my mind. So lovely to see you all. How are we all? Oh, come on, you can do better than that. How are we all? Excellent, beautiful. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how I started on my way, and then a little bit about the existence of the soul beyond this world, and then do some readings. So I talk fast, so don't stress if you can't keep up with me. Nobody can keep up with me. I talk like a steamroller. So, but lovely to see you all. So I'm not somebody that's done this all of my life. I'm not somebody that, naturally born or anything of that nature. I'm 62 years old, and I only started to open the door to spirit when I was 44. So only sort of a newbie, I guess, in the big picture. But when you look back at what I know now, then I think it's always been there. It's always been something. Every one of us have a knowing. Every one of us have psychic abilities. If I say to everyone, you're psychic, they expect, they expect me to get a crystal ball and rotate and vomit green and all that sort of thing. No, everybody has intuition, and everybody has that ability. When you look at somebody and you think, I don't like the look of you. I can't make eye contact when I say that, because I go, did you see that? She looked straight at me when she said that. But when you look at somebody and you think, I don't like the look of you, or you have a bad feeling, or you think you're going to get lost, or all those sorts of things. We all have that. And what psychics and mediums do is build on that and work on that and train to perfect that as best we can. Mediumship's a little bit different. Mediumship is when somebody's passed over, of course, and it can be our animals, it can be our loved ones, it can be somebody we never knew in spirit, it can be a neighbour, and it can be your dreaded mother-in-law, okay? So, don't worry about that. I tell people all the time, if you don't want to speak to your mother-in-law today, don't leave her with me, because I won't want to speak to her either, So, but either way. So I think the thing that made me think about this sort of world, this sort of life, was when I had my own passings, and sort of always looking for somebody to validate that there was something beyond this life. I believe in God, and I'm Catholic, but Catholic and religion don't always go hand in hand with spirit. Now, I sort of sit and let you ponder that again. People may believe in God, but not believe in people like us. People may believe in us and not have a religious connection. I do believe they work in hand as well as being separate. So when I first lost people precious to me, I was waiting for somebody to come and give me name, rank and serial number, give me a message, tell me they're okay, and it never really worked out that way. I think years later, it was like I went to class, the door opened for me, and once it opened, it was just like bam. And I've been so very, very fortunate to have so many things happen to me in this business. As I said, just the Opera House, that'll go down in history. I'm so proud about that. I was very fortunate to win a big award last year, and to have an acknowledgement of my work. I think I'm the only psychic in Australia that's had a documentary done of them, and that's on YouTube. Very excited. YouTube and Channel 2, and I don't know, it's everywhere. I'm so technically old, I don't know, but and that's lovely as well. And I think every one of us, whether you're sceptical, whether you're a believer, every one of us have that question once in our life of what happens to us when we pass away. And that's a natural question, and it's a fear-based question. And I've got to tell you guys, even though I know that there's something beyond this world, I'm not in a hurry to get over there. So I don't know whether you are too. But the thing is, we don't have all the answers of what happens to us when we pass. But I think as mediums, we get to see that there is something beyond this world. And that's what gets me through with my grief. And I think to know that the loved ones around us, they're always around us. They don't follow me, they follow you. I can't tell you if I had $1 for everybody that said, tell my loved one this, tell my loved one that. And I'm thinking, can you imagine my bed at night with 75,000 spirits passing these messages on? But your loved ones follow you. As I said, don't follow me. And I think tomorrow, if you're around, I'm going to do the talk about where the science meets the spirit, and how I got proof when my partner passed away that the soul's a tangible thing. But for today, a little bit of a teaser. In all the readings I've ever done, I've brought through shark attack victims. Now, I did a show a month or so ago, and in the one audience, we had 2 shark attack victims in the one audience. For a country where they say, shark attacks aren't really common, I've brought through a lot of those sorts of things. And I've got to say, just a little bit of controversy, but in the shark attack files, they'll say that, somebody passed of a heart attack, but they don't say they passed of a heart attack because a great white was chewing on their leg. Do you know what I mean? So the shark attack files aren't always as accurate. I'm sorry, I'm just so blunt, aren't I? But either way, so when we've had shark attack victims and they've taken the body away, the people that have left behind always wonder, does the soul get to heaven? Did the shark take that? Did they not make their way to God? If we've had people that have murdered somebody and they don't tell the location of the body, the same thing comes that the person thinks, did my person get to spirit? Did they get to heaven? Are they safe? When there's been acts of war or a fire or where there's not a tangible body to bury, again, I can tell you the soul is unbreakable. And in all my experience, I've never seen anybody not make it to heaven. Now, I always worry because I've got no sense of direction. I'm the only psychic, I think, that gets lost in Australia. I never know where anything is. But I was worried, what if there's heaven's doors that way and I take that door, But I can tell you, everybody gets to heaven no matter what. If somebody passes in the Sahara Desert and they're alone, I promise you they're not alone. The spirit world will come and help them across. I think if anybody's had experience with people with comas, with dementia, with Alzheimer's, you'll hear them often talking about somebody at the end of their bed that's long past. And you'll find that that's actually true, that the loved ones are there at the end of their bed talking to them and helping them across. So take comfort in that. And I can tell you that in my line of experience, people stay with us all of our life. So don't think that, you catch one glimpse of them, you get a message from them, then you never hear from them again. That's not the case. My partner's been in spirit 35 years, comes in every day, okay? I don't think he's got anything else to do over there, but either way. And the best I've ever proved for how long somebody can be around, are you okay? You're crying, haven't even looked at you. Are you okay? Oh, usually you've got to talk to somebody to make them cry, but she's looking at me and just crying. I'm so sorry. But the thing is, at the end of the day, the best that I've ever proved, and I like to back my mouth up, the best I've ever proved was that a lady sat down and she looked fairly old, and straight away I heard mum, and I thought, well, no real proof there. The woman looks old. Her mother would be over 100. So I said, I think I've got mum in spirit. She said, oh, yes. Anyway, the lady said, I've been in spirits a long, long time. And the lady in front of me was, I think, 96, and her mother died at when she was 2. So that's a long time, isn't it? And that woman came through as crystal clear as somebody that might have passed yesterday. So that gave me a lot of comfort to know that they're there, they watch what's going on. And my dilemma is, and I'm not going to get controversial, but my dilemma with reincarnation, if somebody's reincarnated, then who am I talking to? If that's your loved one. So it's a little bit of a dilemma there, and I'll leave that for another subject. But again, too, on the other end of the scale, I've had people, as I said, been in spirit for many, many years, but by the other end of the scale, people ask, how soon can you talk to somebody like me? Now, you can talk to somebody like me the moment somebody passes, but it's only if you're ready to hear the information. So they're okay the moment they pass, but you may not be. So if it takes you 12 months to come to somebody like me, then you take that 12 months. I can tell you an example. Sometimes people say if somebody had a violent passing, they've got to settle, they've got to heal. No, not in my experience. The moment they go to spirit, everything is forgotten, everything is left behind, no matter how traumatic their passing is. And the best that I've ever got was 2 examples. I was at a home party and I was reading everybody, got to the last lady, and she understood everything, but she said, no, the man's alive. And we got his name and how many children he had and all that. And she said, no, he's alive. And I said, why do I keep putting him in spirit? Anyway, I thought, I'm going to have to let this go because I'm getting it wrong. Anyway, they all had their phones on silent. I even got to the point where he's telling me he had a tracheotomy. She said, he's in hospital at the moment. He had a tracheotomy, but I'm telling you he's still here. I said, I've really got to leave this alone. I'm getting into such dangerous waters here. So anyway, the party ended. Turn their phone on, ring, he'd passed an hour ago. And he came through straight away to let them know that he was okay. So how good is that? And meanwhile, she's crying and I'm going, wow. For my learning, not excited that he'd passed, but for my learning, I'm thinking, can you believe this? And then the other end of the stick, I had a lady ring up and she'd lost her partner and we got him through and he'd passed of his, I don't know if we've got children in the audience, so I'll be as delicate as I can. He passed of his own hands involving a rope, you understand my meaning. And then when he came through, we got the reading done. Thank you very much. About to hang up and said, oh yeah, and it happened 2 hours ago. So they'd had an argument. He'd gone and done what he did and then regretted it and was able to come through. So I thought, isn't that amazing to just show that the moment they get over there, they're okay. So it's us, it's not. They're all right over there. I can tell you, again, I won't get controversial, but I've brought through famous murderers, I've brought through famous underbelly characters, I've brought through bikers, I've brought through all sorts of people, and I can tell you no matter what their nature, what their crime, no matter what, they all go to heaven. And whether they've got to do extra karma or extra penance, I'm not privy to that, but I can tell you when a mother's in front of me, and her child might have been a mass murderer. I don't care about the mass murder. I'm not God. God will sort that out. But I care that that mother needs to know that that child's not burning in hell. And that's what my instincts are. So I can't tell you how many times we get into controversial stuff and I'm like, and people are like, I don't want to talk to you in case you bring out secrets. I'm very much going to bring out secrets, but I'm going to try as best I can to be delicate about it. So that's what it's all about. So please know that no matter what happens to your loved one, if you don't get a body to bury, if you don't... if somebody takes ashes and doesn't give you possession of those ashes, that does not stop the journey of the soul to the spirit world. So keep that on board and know that over there they're okay and that they can see everything that's going on in our life. And by the same token, when people say, well, I had one man walk in one day and he goes, I said straight away that his father had passed and I thought it was through an AIDS connection. So it was a very unusual connection. Anyway, straight away he said to me, if you reckon you've got my father, and that sort of ticked me off straight away, like if you reckon you got my father. But he said, if you reckon you've got my father, then give me the 5 names of my brothers. And I said, I don't know about the 5 names of your brother, but I know the location of the door. Don't let it hit you on the way out. And the thing is, at the end of the day, I said, if I had to name your 5 brothers by will, I'd have the lotto numbers. It doesn't work like that. So I said, if you want to just relax and I'll give you what I get, then we got 3 names out of the 5, which I think was pretty good. But I don't know if he was completely convinced because I didn't get the 5. But at the end of the day, my point is, people expect to ask a question and get an answer on demand. It doesn't work like that. As far as I can see, the soul isn't a body. The soul doesn't have pain. The soul doesn't age. The soul doesn't have, people talk about, what's that thing that you put in when you clear spirits in the room? What do they call it? Yes, sage. As you can see, I'm so experienced in this sort of stuff. You can sage your room till the cows come home, but I'm telling you, spirit doesn't have a nose and they don't walk in and go, oh, I can smell the sage, I'm leaving. I can tell you it's pretty much more the intent behind it. It's like a psychological thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like having the priest come and bless you at your house. You know what I mean? You know he's come to the house and you're safe. So the thing is, at the end of the day, they don't have a body. So our job is to try and figure out what they're saying when they've got no voice. Try and figure out what they're showing us pain-wise when they've got no pain. So again, the soul, I believe, is an energy. And if you look back to when if anybody's as old as me, you look at the old Boris Karloff spooky movies, black and white movies, when they talked about spirits and ghosts, what happened in the movies? Lights would flicker. Shadows would go out the corner of your eyes. 60, 70 years later, the principle's still the same. Flickering lights, TV. I can't tell how many people play podcasts in a car and the spirit world just don't like it. So they'll press buttons till they find music and you'll find your music jumps up and down. Your TV will go on and off. I can't tell you how many people change a light bulb and then a week later they're changing that light bulb again because the spirit world's having fun playing with the lights. So they are an energy. So when it comes down to, I think mediums have got to be very responsible when they say, I can see spirit and I can hear spirit and I can hear them talking and he said, she said. I try and word it differently. And if you listen to John Edward and Tyler Henry, they're very good at saying, I feel I'm supposed to tell you, I'm supposed to show you, and I think that's very good wording. People said to me all of my life, before I started doing this and I had readings, I see your partner beside you. Every psychic said it. And yet my partner had a big beard, like ZZ Top, the beard would come around the corner 5 minutes before he did. And yet all these psychics that told me they saw him beside me, in all the years, not one person said he had a beard. I found that curious. So I think it's pretty common thing to say that you don't always see them from head to toe. And as I said, again, it's the energy. How does a child show themselves from spirit? Do they age? It's a dilemma, isn't it? Do they, if I said to you, I've got a 25-year-old woman beside you and her lungs weren't formed or she had problems in the lungs, you may not recognise that. But if 25 years ago you lost a little child and her lungs weren't developed, then that's her way of saying she's there. But I won't bring her through as a 25-year-old person you may not recognise. Sometimes I pick up the child straight away and then I might say, would she be 25 now? So that's how it sort of works for me. So keep that all on board. I think I might get down to some questions, some readings now. But before anything, as I said, if you're here tomorrow, I'll talk about part B to the story of when my partner passed away, and to me a very good example of when science actually meets spirit, where I got a tangible proof that his soul, I think, weighs something. So we'll talk about that tomorrow if you're here tomorrow. So if not, you miss out. Sorry about that. But either way, so I think, how good is this lady? I feel like I'm in the middle already, but I feel like I'm towards 1, 2, 3rd row where the lady with the denim jacket is there. I love how everyone goes, what was I wearing? Can I go there? Is it Dad that's in spirit for you, ma'am? Yep, because he's saying, pick me. And I'm going, it's like, I think he's excited to be on stage. And I went, I don't think many people can see you, sir. But either way, so I don't think he's a big believer in people like me. Would that be correct?
You're correct.
Got it. Well, at 62, even 20, 30 years ago, this was not round the dinner conversation. You didn't talk about this sort of thing. And your father's like, wasn't something I believed in, wasn't something I cared about. But he says he cares about you. I don't know if he was not shy, but he's like, I'm liking being up here, you know? And all I got was pick me. I said, it's not like what's that when they... Larry Emder, that show, when they come down, pick me. It's not like that. Yeah. But he wants to say to you, I don't know if I've ever seen you before, but you look tired to me. And Dad says to take care of yourself. Now, I'm not a doctor and I know my lane, but I kind of feel like you're looking after everybody else. And I feel like, the chickens that you pull the wishbone. I kind of feel like they're pulling you from pillar to post, Yes. Now, I don't want you to change your DNA or change your character, but Dad's saying you've really got to look after you. And he's saying that he worked hard and he didn't get the chance to enjoy all the fruits of his success. What does that mean? Did he pass on retirement or early? Or
No, he was late passing, but he did work very hard.
Okay, so he says it's like, I didn't get a chance to do all the things I want to do. I don't want you to miss out on that. Who had the emphysema or throat cancer, please? There's another one slipping in.
From there?
I thought it was spirit. Does that make any sense?
I had throat cancer.
Okay, so had is the operative word. I'm not worried about you. Yes. But who else had that? Is Mum in spirit as well?
Mum's long gone.
Okay, what happened to her throat or her esophagus?
I wasn't around. I was here.
Okay, do we know what actually caused her passing?
She had organ failure.
Okay, I've got to say, would you know if she had tubes down her throat?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't breathe, and I kind of feel like I thought it was something like a tumour or something like that, but it's an obstruction because of the tubes. Yeah. And I've got to say, was she a kind lady? I don't say that lightly, but was she a kind lady?
Yeah, she would give you anything
beautiful
that she had, she'd share.
I've got to say, not everyone is motherly, not everyone is fatherly, not everyone is beautiful, not everyone is kind, but she said I was kind. Now, why have I got to tell you that they are happy to be in each other's company? Like you wouldn't know that. What does that mean?
No, with my father was just waiting to die so he could be at the other side.
Okay, got it. Okay. And if you said, and I'm sorry to upset you, but if she's been in spirit for a long time, she said, I was happy to see him again. And I don't know, would she have liked dancing and he not?
Yeah, she was more the dancer.
She said, I've been waiting for him to dance with me. And he's like, really? He said, I can't even complain about a sore back because, you just told her that I've had no pain over here.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sorry, we haven't got tissues, have we? So,
no,
but anyway, both want to give their love.
Thank
and
you.
I don't know, did Mum look a little bit like you? Or
Yes.
sorry, the other way around. You look a little bit like Mum.
I look like her.
Yeah, because all of a sudden it's just like a stencil went over your face. And she said, and I've always been around. Don't doubt that I haven't.
Yeah.
She had quite a few things going on,
yeah,
and she
did.
Fought to stay.
Yeah.
She said, but once I got over here, I was okay. And I feel like, I don't know, who's a military man, like actually saw war?
Her father.
Got it. Because I kind of feel, was he in spirit before she passed over?
Yes.
Because he was waiting for her, and to me it's like now the chain and I waited for Dad, So where's the, I don't know if I got the number right. I got 3 and then I got 5. How many are you one of? Where's the 3?
I'm one of 12.
Okay, well that's.
Oh, sorry. The 3. I had 2 brothers and a sister who didn't. So they were.
So they're my 3 that would be in spirit.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Then I got 5. So out of the 12, you don't sit 5th in the from top to bottom, do you?
7th.
Okay, so 7th. So that's your 7th.
Yeah.
So it's 5th from top to bottom. Is that right?
Oh yeah.
That's okay. It's been a long time since I did maths too. I had to double check myself too. So they gave me 3 and then they gave me 5, and I thought that doesn't make sense. But the 3 that have crossed over, and tell me again, 2 girls, 1 boy.
2 boys and a girl. I
Other way
believe.
around. My apologies. Would one have been very tender and maybe born sleeping? Like
There was 2 who survived for an hour a day, kind of thing.
Okay.
And then there was one who was stillborn.
Okay, that's my born sleeping, so I want to be as delicate as I could. So the one that was born sleeping, she's met up with all of them, and the two that struggled for a little bit really tried to stay, but I don't think technology or medicine was helpful at that time, you know. So I hope there's no doctors here, so don't get cranky with me, don't shoot the messenger. Her words, not mine. But the thing is, at the end of the day, she's met up with those children, and then the 5, your 5th down from the top, she wanted to say she's around you, she's letting you know. And Dad said, is it you that's doing the, what do you call it, the ancestry? Is it you that's doing the ancestry?
No, it's my younger sister.
Okay. Is she having stone walls? Is she getting like a maze and then getting sort of a dead end?
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the spirit world, they don't like all their dirty laundry to come out. And it's like nowadays you can talk about love affairs with the neighbour and this, that and the other, and everyone's like, oh yeah, that's no big news. But down there, back then, they took those secrets to graves. And I feel like I've got an older lady over there with her arms crossed going, ain't going to be finding anything anytime soon. You know, so we'll see what happens there. And I thought that was her mother, I've got to say. Yeah. So either way. And where's William Bill? Who's that?
My husband.
And he's here?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm assuming it's both his parents in spirit?
Yeah, but William's dad was known as Bill.
Okay, beautiful. But he's, and he's in spirit.
He's in spirit.
Got it. So we've got a double Bill, because I thought my first instinct was Bill William in spirit, but I thought I must have got it wrong if hubby's here, so he's named after him. Yeah. Did you not get to meet Bill?
I did meet him, but I was very young when I met him,
got
so
it.
not
because
get a relationship.
He said, I'm a really good father-in-law. He said, because she doesn't know me. And I went, oh, that's good. So, you know, so he said she's got no complaints about me. So, and I know it's a common name as well, but I've got a big Catherine or Kathleen with a K. Does that jump out anywhere in spirit? No, I think maybe I'm getting pushed aside. But either way, lots and lots of love to you. And I think if I can just stay along that row, but who's got the Kathleen or Catherine? You're so very welcome. Who's got the Kathleen? They say towards the pink, and there's a lady with a pink scarf, lady with a pink scarf, lady with a pink top. You've got your hand up, but can I just stay where the pink is for a moment? Does Kathleen mean anything, or a Catherine? No? 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 You haven't got pink on, have you? But either way. Is it Kathleen or just there? Yeah, let's try there.
Next to me. I'm Catherine.
Oh, you're Catherine?
I'm Catherine.
And where's the Kathleen?
And Kathleen is my auntie
in spirit.
Yes.
Beautiful. That's where I want to go. Oh, not beautiful. The auntie's in spirit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Sorry, I was so excited one day in a big audience. I found placement and I got so excited and I went, excellent. And I got this Nanny Fine look. You know, I didn't mean excellent that the woman was in spirit. I mean excellent, I found her. But you're Catherine and we've got Kathleen. Now, why did they get pink? Because you're clearly not wearing pink. Did this lady like pink, or what's the pink got to do with anything? I don't think I'm looking at the singer Pink, but was pink a favourite colour? Pink's highlighted.
Yeah, she wore a really bright pink outfit once that sort of made everybody look. I think it was somebody's wedding and she turned up in this bright pink outfit.
Okay. And of all days I wear the bright...
Oh.
Okay, fair enough, okay. Because she kept highlighting this, so I knew it wasn't the singer Pink, you know. So either way, it's
I'd forgotten about that, actually.
Beautiful, because she kept saying pink and I thought, well, it must be the lady's wearing pink, you know. But either way, and she's going like yourself, you couldn't wear a brighter pink today, could you? And I went, okay, that's fine. But I've also got to say, she said what is it? What do they say when they dance to the beat of their own drum? Is that what they say?
Yes.
She was a bit of a trailblazer, you know, that kind of thing. Now, is she connected to Mum?
Yes, Mum's sister.
And is Mum in spirit as well?
Yes.
Because I've got to say, your mother's like, oh, she does my head in. You know,
yes.
So whatever her personality larger than life was here, it's magnified over there. She says, because I don't have to sleep over here, I don't have to eat, I don't have to pause for breath, you know. So, but it's all tongue in cheek. And I'm assuming it's Dad as well in spirit.
Yes.
I shouldn't assume, but I thought it was.
Yes.
Who had the outright heart attack that didn't make it to hospital? Where I fell was where I passed. Does that jump out anywhere?
No.
So can I go back to Mum's side of the family? Can I go to her dad? What do we know about him?
Not very much. He died when she was 7.
Okay.
So,
do we know if there was an impact or a heart connected?
He had no kidney, I think it was.
So kidneys are clearly here.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I felt like it was around him and I felt it was here. But if we do a bit of homework, kidneys is nowhere near the heart. And I'm not one of these psychics to say we never get it wrong, we get it wrong. But the thing is, I'm drawn here and I was drawn to him. So it's either very close to him or thereabouts. Is it you that has the back issue? Your name again? Catherine.
Catherine,
Is it you that has a back issue?
No, I don't have a back issue.
Oh, you're going to kill me if you wake up with a sore back tomorrow, aren't you?
I am, yes.
I said to a lady one day, your fridge isn't working. She said, what are you talking about? I just bought that. Next day, I went down, she rang up and she said, did you put a curse on my fridge? Yes, I stayed up all night thinking of your fridge to put a curse on it. Yes, that's what I do, you know. But either way. But I got a sore back. How is your mattress?
Okay.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Sorry.
Well, it was last night. It might not be tonight.
Okay. And this is where I've kept you distracted here. The spirits have gone and fiddled with your bed. But either way, I just saw watch your lower back and watch your mattress for me, you know.
Okay.
So Mum wants to say how proud she is of you, and your auntie's like she's gone off to annoy somebody else. So she said goodbye. I've also got to say who. Oh no, this is past tense. I don't know if I'm still with you, but who had it's either COVID or it's an infection, but it's bronchial, I feel like I've passed from that.
Yeah, that was my husband.
Okay, is that COVID related?
Yeah, towards the end, he had Alzheimer's, but
I'm so sorry.
One of the things he died from was COVID.
COVID, got it. Because to me, I was sort of jumbled up there. So the jumble would be the head.
Yes.
But I've got to say, to me, I knew it was bronchial. The word I heard was COVID, and I kind of thought that it was like he might have been okay if he didn't have a few other things going on with him as well, you know. So I've got to say that he's not a believer in people like me. Love that. I'm getting nothing but skeptics through. Isn't that wonderful? But he believes in you, and that's all that matters. Now, if I can go back, and again, not to be invasive or I'm not being cute, but if I could go into your room, he was the one that was talking about the mattress. So I thought, I hope this man's close to, coming into your bedroom talking about your mattress. But also, too, when he was with us, did he have 2 pillows and you had the one?
Probably, yes.
Do you still have the bed set up that way?
I throw the pillows on the floor.
Okay, but I kind of feel that he says, I look down at you. I don't look across at you. So he showed me that he had 2 pillows, you had one. So when you throw them on the floor, he probably invisibly picks them up. But he says, I look down at you. And he's the one that gives you the soft, butterfly kisses there, that kind of thing. Did he become ashes?
Become what?
Cremated?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you still... See, I didn't think this was new to spirit. What's the 4? How long has it been passed?
He passed 2 years ago, 3.
Okay, so it's nothing to do with 4.
I have 4 children.
Okay, that'll do it. The other thing is, I thought he would have been settled where he is, but are you still figuring out what to do with these ashes?
Oh, no, he's where he wanted to be.
Oh, he's where he wanted to be?
But I've got the ashes of his dog.
Then I've got to tell you, I think the dog's coming through to say they're not happy about that. Because I kind of got you're still figuring out what to do with the ashes when you said, no, clearly the husband's fine, the dog is not. Okay. Now, I've got to say, I know this sounds weird, but I'm past weird now. I said to a lady one day, I've got a snake. And she goes, oh, yeah. First of all, I'd bought through her grandmother. Oh, no, it was a young girl. I bought through her grandmother, no reaction. Then I went, I've got this horrible little rodent come through. And I looked up and she's crying. She was more upset about the guinea pig than the grandmother in spirit. And the grandmother said, can you believe it? I said, no, I actually can't. But either way, I've bought through pythons, and apparently people love their pythons, and my face is doing it, isn't it? But either way, so I've got to say the dog wants to know when am I going to do something with him? Oh, I'm going to give him to my son, okay,
so the dog can rest in peace.
I've got to say, isn't it? I mean, you don't expect a dog to come through and be bossy, but the dog's like, I'm not happy where I am, So either way. Now,
it was originally my son's dog.
So, okay, fair enough. So go and get back.
He can have it back.
This isn't a German Shepherd, is it?
No, it was a cattle dog cross boxer.
Too big a difference in gap. Where's the German Shepherd make sense in spirit?
That's from my son-in-law.
I hope this one's not going to complain about where it's buried too.
But you don't have to bring the German Shepherd through.
I don't have to bring it through, madam. It's already there. It's not coming home with me. It's going home with you. But I've got to say, the German Shepherd, for whatever reason, I don't know if that got put down, but wants to let them know that it's okay. They forgive them. So
right. I did a painting of the German Shepherd. That's probably
well. There
why.
you go. So don't tell me not to bring him through. You did a painting on him. He's coming through himself.
I got rid of it.
So he's very excited. So don't you love the lady's father wanted to be on stage? Now I've got the dearest dog on stage. And it's like, well, where is this painting? Is it not up on a wall?
It's on the wall, but not in my place, in my daughter's place.
There's my point. Why isn't it up on your wall? You drew it, So
I don't want it.
So either way. Now, and the other thing is, if I can go back to I don't think it's your husband, I think it's your dad. Did he like John Wayne or that sort of the old westerns?
Oh, yeah, I think he did.
You don't have Foxtel?
I don't know.
No, I know you don't. I wasn't asking. I was telling you. I know you don't. But the thing is, I'm psychic, remember? But the thing is, I've got to say, he's laughing and saying Foxtel's better than Netflix. Have you got Netflix?
Well, yes,
Yeah,
I do.
I know. It's like I'm in your house.
Well,
But the thing is,
I never did agree with him when he was there, when he was here.
I kind of feel like, you know what's going to happen the next couple of days or the next week or so? You're going to get a Foxtel brochure in your letterbox about how it's on special, and your husband will be going, or your father will be going like this. But the other thing I want to say, sorry, Foxtel. Oh, was your mother English or royalist or anything of that nature?
Oh, I wish she was. No, she wasn't royalist.
So who is it? Back to the lady in the pink. Who's the royalist that loved the Queen in spirit?
No, I can't place anybody. No.
The lady with all the pink. Was she England born? Did she ever talk about the Queen?
Oh, no, I don't
No, not
think so.
necessarily.
No.
If it comes to you, I kind of feel I've got this lady. The dog's indignant about not being buried somewhere. The lady's indignant about not meeting the Queen, and I kind of feel like, the Queen.
I think she. Oh, hold on. It's all right.
No,
No,
a memory will come, but either way.
Yeah.
But if you can figure it out, there's a lady, ever since the Queen passed away, the day she passed away, everyone said to me, did she come through to you? And I'm like, why would she come through to me? Unless one of her children were in front of me. But the thing is, at the end of the day, I kind of feel like there's an indignancy that I haven't met the Queen, but I kind of feel like, there's the peasants over this side and the golden rope over that side.
Okay.
And then the gentleman's like, and I haven't met John Wayne, so either way. So they're all a bit indignant there. But at the end of the day, you might find the Foxtel joke and all that sort of thing as well.
Okay.
You might find your Netflix is playing up because I think they're trying to press buttons, and I'm like, I'm seeing there's no Foxtel box there. So, but at the end of the day, your husband said you talk out loud to him. He hears that. He wants you to continue that. I keep saying instead of asking. You do talk out loud to him. Is that
I
correct?
do,
Beautiful.
sometimes.
And he said, I hear that. He said, and that's
It's not
all fine.
always good.
I love her honesty. And you know what? When you get to that point, they turn off. They don't listen then. He said, I'll come back when she's in a better mood, So, but the thing is, and he wasn't a drinker. No, because to me he's saying that he's shown me old school, that anybody that's controlled by alcohol or drugs or gambling or beating the wife, that's not good. And he's shown me that, you were it for him. You were his princess. If there was anything before you, he's not showing me anything about that. You were it for him. And I didn't mean to upset you. It's sort of like a trend here, isn't it? But he's going crook on me. I feel like Whoopi Goldberg in Ghost. Like, it's your fault, you did it, not me. But he's saying he's the one that gives you the little, when you get indigestion late at night, it's a common sign from partners in spirit, and that's his way of saying that I'm there, I'm looking out for you. So keep that on board as well. So lots of love. I'll leave that there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Florence.
If I can move over to this side, and I can't see a thing, but I'm up in the darker section and I don't know where I am, but I've got a man that's passed in a vehicle accident. It could possibly be a truck. It feels like it's a heavy duty. It's a single vehicle accident and he's passed at the wheel. So does that mean anything? I can't see a thing, sorry. Does that mean anything to somebody up in the back row there? You're going to have to shout out or catch the lovely lady's attention because I can't see anything. Say hello. Does anybody understand? No? Sing out if you do, because I can't see anything. No? I'm hearing all voices in my head now, so I don't know. I feel like this is a man, I feel like it could be a light truck or a smaller, or maybe it's a Land Cruiser. It's not a little sedan, it's a bigger car, but I've either hit something stationary and I've passed at the scene. Would that jump out to anybody? I can't see a thing. It'd be nice if I could see, wouldn't it? Can I go there?
Watch your step.
Sorry.
I know someone that happened a long time ago, maybe almost 30 years.
Okay, so even if it's a long time ago, they're still there, I promise you. But do we see the person, there's a woman that I've got to get a message to. Who is this person to you? Not blood related?
No, it was a friend.
Okay. Do we see a partner or a daughter or somebody that's female connected to him?
I was his girlfriend when he died.
Oh. Oh, dear. Have you got a husband?
Yes.
Great. So if he comes and wants to abuse me tomorrow, I'm going to deny all accountability, even though there's all witnesses, okay? But I've got to say, I kept thinking I couldn't get the blood match, and I kept thinking, like, obviously nothing to do with your relationship now, and I don't mean that he's sitting in your bedroom watching you every night or anything like that, but there's a lot of, sorry, you said you were his girlfriend at the time?
Yep.
There's a lot of unfinished business there, and there was a lot of, like, I wish I should have said more, did more. Now, no disrespect to your marriage or anything like that, but my duty is to them and whatever they say, no matter how much trouble it gets me into. But would you make sense of unfinished business, beside the fact that it was an impact and was pulled out of your life? But would you understand the unfinished business of things that we planned to do together that we should have done, that we never got to done? I'm an author. That's good English, isn't it? That we never got to do. Sorry. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that I broke up with him that night, and yeah.
Got it. Okay. I'm so sorry. And again, it's, I can't even see you. You'll probably walk past me later and I've read you intimately and I won't even recognise you. But the thing is, at the end of the day, he wants to say that he understood, and to me it's almost like he either, and if this is too much, you tell me to stop and I'll move on. But it's almost like he reacted badly and I don't believe that was anything to do with the cause of the accident, so I hope that's not something that you ever think about. But the thing is, at the end of the day, he said, I should have handled things better and there was things left unsaid. So I think at the end of the day, he understands from over here. What they don't understand here, they certainly get over here. Would you make sense of that?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
We should have been together that night and we weren't. So
got it.
That was...
and that's an awful burden for you to carry, and I don't want to plant a seed if you're fine with it. I don't want to sort of you to go away and go, oh, Florence said I should be sad about it. I don't mean that. It's something that you'll always carry in here, but you also got my partner passed in a car accident and we had a little baby, and I'd hate to think if the roles were reversed and I had died that day that he wouldn't have got on with life or be happy. I wouldn't like him to be hiding in a bottle, drowning his sorrows. Me personally, I wouldn't have liked him to remarry, but that's just me. Yeah. But, so I don't know why I'm whispering, they're still here. But either way, but I've got to say... But I've got to say, he said that, he's glad that you've got on with the life, but of course there's a little bit of, he's not acknowledging your husband. That's why I had to ask you if you're married. I can't tell you how many times I've said to a lady, not remarried, and she's gone, yes, I am. The husband's like, I'm not acknowledging him. My partner in spirit will not acknowledge my husband of 30 years. That's just the way it is. So, but he wants to say that he understands. And if things would have been different, it would have been lovely, but he does look out for you from time to time. He doesn't creepily stalk you, but he looks out for you. So I hope that helps and gives you a little bit of comfort today. So
yeah,
thank you so
I
much.
often feel and think about him, which I always find odd that it was so long ago. But
beautiful. Yeah. And I think that's a normal thing that people say, oh, but they've been gone so long. They stay there, they see what's going on. And as I said, that's where I get into the dilemma of reincarnation, because, if they've been gone for 30 and like the lady with 90 years, then who am I talking to if they've reincarnated? So I don't know. We'll find out all that when we get over there. But for this point, I can tell you he does look in on you. He does come. He won't acknowledge your husband, but that's a common thing from partners in spirit. But he does acknowledge you and he thanks you. And he said sometimes he gives you, you're right-handed?
Yeah.
He said sometimes he gives you a little pat on the dominant shoulder, and that's him saying g'day. So I hope that helps as well. So lots of love there. Thank you. Can I just go to the other end of the stick? I've got time for one more? Yeah. I've got Pat or Pam. It's a 3-letter PA name, female in spirit, but I'm over here and I thought I was towards the middle or the back. You understand? So now I can't just see the mic. Oh, there. Right. Sorry. Up there. Beautiful. Is it Pat or Pam? Pam? Beautiful. Who is she to you? Sorry, I didn't get any of that.
My ex-mother-in-law.
Ex-mother-in-law.
Yeah.
We're bringing this lady through no matter what. I'm not taking this one home.
Yeah, but I was.
You were good with her?
Yes.
Good. Well, you're very, very lucky. I've got a couple in spirit now. They're supposed to get to spirit and be love and light. I get them come through, say, we're still not talking to you. And I'm like, you've taken the time to come to talk to me, to tell me you're not talking to me, whatever.
Yeah.
But either way, so I've got to say, ex-mother-in-law. Are you still with her son?
No.
Okay. But do you see, he's in the living?
Yes.
Yep. Do you see him or still have a connection with him?
Yes.
Yep. I kind of feel that I've got to say she's
Yep.
Pat's mother, that she sees the big picture now and she thanks you for all that you did, but it was past tense. And I know you said ex-mother-in-law, but either way, just to be clear. Who's the double J name? And I think I'm coming back to your side of the family. Born John went by Jack, or born James went by Jim. It's a double J name.
Offhand, I can't remember now.
That's okay. I think I'm coming in on Mum's link, so keep that on board.
Yep.
I thought it was an uncle rather than a grandfather, but keep it on board. It's a double J name, and there's almost like an unnatural passing, like not a medical passing, it's an unnatural passing. And more than anything, to let people know I'm okay. Is Mum here?
No.
No. Hey, did she have stomach cancer?
No.
No, sorry, so bear with me. Who had the stomach cancer, female?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay, I'm really not helping, am I? Her mother's in spirit as well?
My mother?
No, Mum's mum is in spirit as well. Would you know anything about her?
She was shot.
Okay, it wasn't in the stomach area, was it?
Oh, it was, yeah.
Okay, my apologies. I thought I saw black and I thought it was cancer, but I think it's internal organs getting hit. So I went to go bowels and I thought that didn't feel right. So, and without being too controversial, the person that shot her was known to her?
No.
No. Oh, did they get caught?
Yes.
Yeah, but sorry, my apologies, because I thought it was like known and I thought there was a resolution here, not another thing. Your mother wants to say that are you the only girl?
No,
No, are you the oldest girl?
I'm the youngest.
Okay, so the other end of the stick, completely wrong.
Yeah. But I
to
tell
me,
her all the time I'm the best girl.
Okay, you haven't got siblings in the audience, have you?
No.
Okay, I said to a lady one day, you know your wicked boss, and she's going like this, and I thought she was having an epileptic fit, but she was trying to tell me that her boss was next to her, so I
Yeah.
really sort of mucked that up. But
Yeah.
either way, so I got, I thought a lot of things fell on your shoulders, and I thought
Yes.
that's usually the firstborn, and I've also got to say, I thought, not that we obviously not the only girl, but you had a different bond with mum than maybe
I
the
did.
others. So,
I did.
and she said it's like a best friend, and not
Yes.
everyone's best friends with their mothers or their
Yes.
fathers, but she says that I miss. And even though you've got a load of siblings, I don't know if they're scattered, but she said I miss the bond of us, and I miss the
Yes.
phone calls. So I
Yes.
don't know if you could spend all day shopping and then you go home, I'd do the same. I'd spend 2 weeks with my mother and not even leave the caravan park, and I'd be ringing her, and my husband's
Yes.
like, what could you possibly have to say? I don't know, but I've got something to say to her.
Yes.
And that's what I'm getting, missing the
Yes.
phone calls. So she wants to tell you she's the one that, I don't know if you find that sometimes your phone mucks up, or I don't know if
Yes.
mum was not technically smart
Yes.
like me. She says I just press everything till I get her attention, so I
Yes.
don't know. I hope she's not deleting messages or photos, but
Yes.
she says I'm not really used to this business, but it's me that's doing
Yes.
that. And when you get that, I'm somebody that's got a great imagination. I'm an only child, I had to amuse myself, but
Yep.
if you tell me there's a cloud in the sky, I can make a sign from that, but
Yep.
it's more relevant when you can validate that sign by what you're thinking at the time. So
Yes.
when you find the phone's getting mucked up, it might be a day where you're
Yes.
having a bit of hardship, might be an anniversary, might be a day where you're
Yes.
just thinking of her, and that's her way to say she's there, she loves you. So
Yes.
lots and lots of love. Thank you so
Thank
very
you
much.
so much.
And I think that's my time. Thank you so very, very much. Lots of love.